Hello, my name's Claire from Conscious Chemo, and in this video I would like to try and explain what I mean when I say that this cancer diagnosis has taught me that I don't fear death. And I think it's because death is something that happens in the future, unless it's happening right in that moment. It's going to happen in the future. And if you're present, then you don't fear the future. So it's not that I don't want to live a long life, because I do, and I feel like I've got a lot more to share and a lot more purpose for being here, and I've got children that I want to be around for and see their children. But I don't actually fear death, and that's because I am being more present, I think, than I've ever been before. And it's very liberating to drop that fear. I think also when you are in deep connection with your true self and you have fully realised that we are spiritual beings as well as human beings, and that the spirit will continue, then that also allows that fear of death to fall away. But ultimately, I think this cancer diagnosis has just put me into the present moment more than ever before in my life. I've had glimpses before, but this has been a bit more continual. Life's been coming, I've allowed life to come to me. I've really taken one day at a time. I wouldn't have caught my mind when it started rushing ahead, pulled it back, and that's allowed me to really live day by day without fearing the future. And of course, then part of that is the fear of death. So if you're able to come to that realization, it is so freeing and it is so liberating. And what it does is it allows you to live every day with a sense of peace and joy, no matter what. Because really, you know, the future is in some ways out of our control, although obviously we can take inspired action to live as good a life as possible day by day. So I've also had moments, for example, when I was doing my karaoke chemo between my first and second round, where I had such a bliss moment that, the thought came into my head that I don't care if I die now. I'm so happy. I'm so blissful in this moment. I feel so free in this moment. So there's those bliss moments that where I think you feel so surrendered to what is, that can make you feel like you don't fear death. But I think it's more about being present day by day, so that you're not living in the future or worrying about the future, and that takes the fear away. And I think our fear of death really does come from the conditioning that we have from a very young age. And of course it is, something that we, need to acknowledge. It causes an awful lot of suffering. I think for the people that are left behind, I'm imagining it's far worse than when it actually comes to your end of life. I actually believe in the spirit evolving and going to the next place with peace. And I think when you've realised that, then that also does allow you to not fear death too. So I hope this reflection has perhaps helped or inspired you in some way. I thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. I wish you all the very best on your healing journeys, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Claire from Conscious Chemo.